Hello, hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Let's all start by taking a big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Really landing in this moment, opening to anything and everything that's here for you, sinking in to the here and now. Man, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of collective grief and destruction. It's been a lot of collective chaos. And then we've had these really massive solar flares. Our sun is activating the world on a whole new level. And there's a lot of physical symptoms involved in that. You might be experiencing like full body jitters, fatigue, exhaustion, really high highs and really low lows, pain in your head and neck and all of your extremities, really. A lot of lethargy and really just, exhaustion because we are upgrading on a cellular level. The whole world is shifting. So just tune into yourself, give yourself some grace, let yourself be in this moment, and know that wherever you're at on this earthly journey is absolutely perfect. So I had kind of a long week. I was helping out some family and out of my normal routine. And I got home yesterday and there was just so much. There was stuff I got to do, really reframing the need or the have or the should. I went on a beautiful date with my son. We had a yummy brunch and we went to Wild Robot, which is just such a beautiful movie. And came home and cleaned and then had some one-on-one time with my daughter and her boyfriend because, I was gone for a whole week and we did some Halloween stuff and some just connecting, and it was back and forth between really filling my kids up with love and just getting the house back in order, getting ready for the new week. I was very tired, experiencing some of these symptoms myself and a lot overwhelmed in my body, but I didn't really recognize it until my daughter and her boyfriend went on their way. My son was tucked in for the night, and it was finally time for me to like sink into some healthy food and time for myself. And I'm sitting down. I made this really beautiful little picnic on my bed and put on one of my favorite shows. And I start to say my prayer, the prayer I say over my food every time I eat. And it's interesting because I observe myself. I'm watching myself just really quickly. Please bless and purify this food and clear it of all negative. And I'm speaking quickly, and it's like something I'm doing, which is not like me. Like I try to live really intentionally, and I'm observing this behavior of these words just habitually coming out of my mouth. And my higher self is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is going on here? And I pause and I breathe. And I realized I really hadn't slowed down for almost 8 days straight until this moment, because there was so much that needed doing and people that I had offered to help. And my passion was pulling me, and my kids were pulling me, and there were all of these things. And I paused in that moment and I looked at this beautiful food before me, and I thought about the day that I had, the time that I had with my son and daughter, the opportunities that I have on a daily basis. And I just felt gratitude explode in my heart. And I looked down at my food and I very intentionally said my prayer. And more than that, I was just in this beautiful bubble of deep gratitude for the food before me, for the opportunity before me to have this lovely meal by myself, to have this show that makes me laugh, to have the time and space to be able to do that, to have the time and space to have been able to take a 7-day break from my normal life and go help someone who needed it. It was a really beautiful opportunity for me to reflect on the power of intentionality. And I took some time before eating, before settling in, to just really be with Spirit. And Spirit said, this is what we've been trying to tell you. When we've been saying rest and slow down, what we really mean is sink into more intentionality, into gratitude in each moment. Gratitude is one of those tools that is so often overlooked or kind of cast aside as this thing where we say thank you or we write things we're grateful for. But gratitude really is a way of living. It's living in this slowed down version. It's living in this place of really, really seeing the blessing and intention in every single moment that we have in front of us. It's really being here now, but instead of just being here now, it's being here now with this open heart, knowing that this moment is sacred. Whatever it might look like, this moment is sacred. And we can get so busy with life and so wrapped up in all of these other things and pulled in every other direction, especially in these times where there is so much need on the earth, need for light, need for love, need for prayer, need for service. And we reclaim our power by pausing and coming back to intentionality. That is the real revolution. The revolution we seek isn't found in these grand gestures or massive upheavals, but in the simple and profound act of slowing down. When we pause, we reclaim our power, not by doing more, but by being present. In this fast-paced world, we often get swept up in the current of what others think we should be doing, in what we think we should be doing. But the real revolution is living with intentionality. It's choosing to move at a pace that feels aligned with our own truth. It's about stepping away from the noise and consciously creating our own path, standing firmly in our sovereignty. We take our power back by making each moment sacred, by showing up authentically, not just for the world, but for ourselves. When we pause to breathe deeply, we connect to the essence of who we truly are and what truly matters. This is where our greatest potential lies, living life on our own terms, moment by moment, heart to heart. Slowing down is not a sign of weakness or retreat. It's a courageous act of reclaiming our freedom to live fully, intentionally, and unapologetically. And in all that, we are quite literally creating the new earth, one breath at a time. When we choose to slow down, we honor the sacredness of each moment. We stop rushing through life, constantly chasing the next thing, and instead we return to ourselves. This pause isn't just a break from busyness. It's a revolution in how we live. In slowing down, we create space for clarity, for creativity, and for connection. We stop reacting to life and we start creating it intentionally. I highly encourage you to go back. I don't remember what episode it is. I will link it below this at some point, though, but I recorded a whole episode on living in prayer. And when I say prayer, it's the same thing that we've been talking about. It's always having this prayer of gratitude on your lips. It's seeing the world through a lens of wonder. Seeing the world through a lens of awe and magic. And it's so beautiful when you can sink in to this frequency. When we slow down, we open our hearts to gratitude. Gratitude for the simple, profound beauty of each moment. In the stillness, we become aware of the gifts that surround us, the quiet magic in our everyday lives. The act of pausing allows us to appreciate all that we have, all that we are, and all that is yet to come. Living intentionally means walking through life with deep gratitude for every single step of the journey. It's recognizing that even in the challenges, there are lessons, and within the pauses, there are blessings. Each breath becomes an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and to honor the life we are creating. This in itself is a revolution of the heart, where we reclaim our power by living with awareness and appreciation for each moment. Gratitude is the key that unlocks true presence. It roots us in the here and now, reminding us that everything we need is already within and around us. When we are grateful, we stop chasing and we start receiving. We recognize that life is not something to conquer or control, but a sacred experience to be savored, moment by moment. As we stand in our sovereignty, creating our own way forward, we do so with reverence for the abundance that already exists in our lives. We become creators not from a place of lack, but from a place of deep gratitude. This is where our power truly lies, in knowing that we are already whole, but we have everything we need to craft a life that reflects our highest truth. Gratitude shifts our perspective. It allows us to see the beauty in the pause, the power in slowing down. With each moment that we live intentionally, we infuse our lives with appreciation for the journey, for the growth, for the people and the experiences that shape us. And through that appreciation, we reclaim our power. This is the real revolution, when we choose to live authentically, grounded in gratitude, when we stand in the fullness of our being, thanking each day, each moment for the chance to create, to grow, to simply be. By living in gratitude, we align ourselves with the flow of life, embracing each moment as an opportunity to honor who we are and the world we are building. We slow down, we pause, we give thanks, and in doing so, we change everything. This is a call to sink into gratitude in this moment, to see the magnificence of the life that you are living. Living more intentionally means that we begin to see the world through a new lens. When you wake up in the morning with a heart full of gratitude, you see your day, your experience differently. We talk so much on this show about the projections that create our reality. You are projecting a reality filled with gratitude, with awe, with wonder. Each decision becomes a conscious act, each action a reflection of our deepest truth. We're no longer swayed by all of these outside expectations and societal norms. We stand firmly in our own sovereignty, knowing that we have the power to shape our lives in ways that nourish our soul. It's not in this loud rebellion, but in the quiet power of authenticity that we create the new earth. It's in the moments where we choose to live deliberately, creating our own path in alignment with our values, our purpose, our heart, that we stop letting life happen to us and start co-creating with it. By living in the moment, we reclaim our personal freedom. We remember that power isn't found in control or domination, but in presence, in the ability to live life fully right here, right now. This is the revolution that changes everything. When we choose to be present, when we choose to live as our most authentic selves, we become unstoppable forces of creation. When we slow down, we create space for magic. We give ourselves permission to listen deeply to the whispers of our soul, to trust our intuition, to take bold and aligned action. That's how we reclaim our power, by standing fully in who we are and allowing that energy to ripple out into everything we touch. We become the change we seek. If I hadn't paused for that small moment as I prayed last night, I would not be speaking these words to you right here, right now, today. If I hadn't taken a moment in quiet reflection to hear the whisper of my soul saying, deepen into intentionality. Let go of all of the ways of the outside world. I would not be here speaking this message of truth. It's in the stopping, in the pausing, in the resting, in the deep awe and gratitude for everything that we have now, that we create the most significant change. And each and every one of us has the power to do that as we come back to ourselves. So in this moment, take a deep breath. Let go of all of those voices that say you should, you could, you would, you have to, you need to. Reclaim your power from all of these external forces and follow the desires of your heart. What in this moment would bring you the most joy? As you look around in your current waking reality, what fills your heart with more and more and more gratitude? And can you do more of that? Can you do more of what brings you laughter, of what spreads joy, of what ripples out your light? As you stand as a beacon for the world to see, a beacon of change, of revolution in the quiet being of your essence, of your presence. This is how we create change. This is the tool, the moment, the way of being that we have been waiting for. It's always been here. It's always been within us. It's always been now. We get to choose it. And I'd love to hear how you're choosing more presence today. You can comment wherever you're watching this from, or send me a personal email at info@nikailamaraya.com. But I am more committed than ever to leading the way in this revolution of love and changing this world so that we can have a collective new earth, a chance at community and unity and prosperity and wealth and equality for each and every being that chose to come to this planet in this lifetime. And as we each individually do our parts to reclaim our sovereignty, to follow the gratitude and intentionality of our heart, we will create this massive change. So join me in rising up in profound reverence and being in this and all days. I love you. I see you. And as always, breathe deep and plan on miracles. I'll be back Friday with another guided meditation. And if you haven't already listened, I created some really amazing subliminal soundtracks on every music streaming platform. If you search Nikayla Mariah, they are called I Am Abundance, Aligned, and Wealth. And they're really, really magical. I encourage you to listen. I'm here. I love you. I'll see you next time.